it's funny because I almost use Instagram similarly to similarly to LinkedIn in the sense where I'm always trying to reach out to people and make a connection. I'm a fan of a lot. The cool thing about social media is like there are so many. Uh, for music, for example, I love guitar playing. I love I love to sing. These are two of the most uh, two of the deepest passions in my life, and so I follow a lot of people who a lot of incredible musicians. And the most one of the best things about Instagram is it's a platform for you to reach out to those people and make a connection and support others. And I've been using that too. Like I send all my heroes, all my favorite singers, all my favorite guitar players messages saying, "Hey, I'm a huge fan of your playing. Uh, you absolutely rock. I'm so inspired." And depending on where they're at in the world, you kind of just you start to make people a part of your orbit, and that's something that in the last year I've really been using Instagram as a tool to do. And yeah, the amount of connections I've made a lot of incredible connections, and also met a lot uh, of just amazing people through Instagram, which is really funny. And it seems it's a little bit strange and foreign just because a phone is such a big filter, but um, Instagram is an amazing place to make a starting point. Sorry, Siri keeps popping up on my phone. I keep having to close it out. Um, it's just a great starting point to make a connection with somebody and keep people in your orbit. And yeah, it's
Well, and I
I
think
would say
I love that idea of, adding people to your orbit, because
totally.
you do that on social media, but a lot of the times I think what separates maybe what you're doing as opposed to some people is that you're then interacting with these people in person, right? So you're,
Yeah,
you know, talking to a band and then going and seeing them, right?
yeah. Like an example of this is Joyous Wolf. If you guys haven't heard of Joyous Wolf, they're an amazing rock band from based out of Orange County. These guys absolutely dominate. They're so good. And anyways, I found their music through uh, I found their music online roughly I'd say like last November, and instantly loved their sound. And Nick, the singer, Nick Reese, he has an incredible voice, and I'm a singer as well, and I'm always looking to take as many notes as I can from whoever. I'm like a sponge, dude. Like, give me whatever advice you have, and I will use it and I will absorb it. Um, and so I sent him a message just asking him, "Hey, like, do you have any tips for singing and whatnot? Like, I love your guys' music. Like, you guys absolutely rock." Anyways, that was like how I got in touch with him, and I simply sent him a message about you know vocal tips. And what was really cool is I stayed in touch with him, um, and then they announced a show in LA, and I ended up going down to see them because I wanted to meet them in person. And I ended up
Mhm.
meeting Nick in person. I met the rest of the band; they're the coolest guys, and now they're a couple of my buddies. Um, and I spent uh, gone to two of their shows, and they absolutely rock and are some of the nicest. They're so cool, like the nicest people. But yeah, I got that initial connection through just sending a message about vocal tips, and then I think it's up to you whether you want to go out of your way to, um, like, I guess, solidify that connection too. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to be willing to get in the car and drive to go meet these people, and
Mhm.
uh, that's really important. I think in any industry is uh, it's all about who you know. Really, like there's so many.
Right.
And the more connections that you can make is just better. But it's also cool. For me personally, I'm not like trying to go. I love to go out and I'll drive down to go see those guys play, or see, Dirty Honey play, another band who um, I kind of made a connection through social media. The singer Mark, I go make sure to I go out of my try to go out of my way as much as I can for people like that, because I really believe in what they're doing. I
Right.
love the music that they're making, and the art that they're putting out is like can make the world a better place. I mean, it really
Hmm.
can. And that's the power of art. And I firmly believe in that. So for me, it really comes from that place in me where I'm just happy to support if I can. And also, too, um, but it goes back to the thing of Instagram and social media, on how you can use your platform to yeah, make a connection, and also uh, use it for stuff that you really believe in, and I always try to
Right.
share as much music on my Instagram, or in social media, because I believe that music makes the world a better place. So that's something that
Yeah.
I invest a lot of my energy into, and yeah, making connections is huge. Just send them a message if you have someone who you're like, oh, I admire this person. Just send them a message and see if they get back to you. You never know. Like, it
Right.
is crazy where the smallest things can end up taking you. Like, it's so
Absolutely.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're setting a good example for people for using social media for good and for putting good into the world, and so I commend you for that, and I suggest anyone who's listening
Thanks,
to
man.
follow in your footsteps, and whatever that means in your life, use social media for the power of good, because so often it can be not used for the power of good.